honestly, maybe our most consistent take through the 2 years of building that YouTube channel that I've been a part of has been the NCAA messing up. Right? We've been up, we've been down on most of the teams, right? Oh, they had a big win. Oh, they had a big loss. Oh, the Canes are going to win the Cup. Oh, that's a brutal loss in the postseason. The Panthers stink. Bryce Young needs to be benched. Oh, wait, now he's the future of the quarterback position. We've been up and down on everything. The NCAA is almost universally down. The NIL Go, we talked about this a few minutes ago, it's an NIL Go. It's a third-party system that has to approve all name, image, and likeness deals that a college athlete can accept and retain their eligibility. I have some of the verbiage here issued yesterday by the College Sports Commission. An entity, so this is part of the guidelines. An entity with a business purpose of providing payments or benefits to student athletes or institutions rather than providing goods or services to the general public for profit does not satisfy the valid business purpose requirement set forth in the NCAA rule. That's a lot of words to say this. Something like a collective that was formed just to pay athletes is no longer approved to pay athletes. Despite the fact that they've been paying athletes for the last 3 or 4 years heavy amounts of money already, they are no longer allowed to. It then cited, again, to dive back into the rule, an example. Say a collective reaches a deal with a student athlete to make an appearance on behalf of the collective at an event, even if that event is open to the general public and the collective charges an admission. For example, a golf tournament. The same collective's deal with a student athlete to promote the collective's sale of merchandise to the public would not satisfy the valid business purpose requirement for the same reasons. So, I'm just going to take a step back here. I'm going to try to draw this out in the simplest terms that my brain can understand. If somebody pays an athlete $1,000 to speak in an event, and then they charge tickets, They sell tickets to that event, that makes $2,000. The NCAA is saying that's not a business entity. That's not allowed. Despite the fact that the business just made $1,000, I don't know what businesses are supposed to do if making money ain't part of it. Meanwhile, it would be okay if, say, Nike gave a player $1 million to wear their shoes in a commercial without any proof or there's no way to track that commercial led to $2 million in sales. That would be okay. It's hypocritical, quite frankly, illogical. It's stupid, right? As we keep getting more simple with our insults, it's dumb. And I keep coming back to the same question. And maybe it's because my 4-year-old son is at this part in his development where he just says why over and over and over again. We have a children's book that he's been reading since he was a kid. It's called Don't Let the Pigeon Ride the Bus. And it's a whole bunch of jokey stuff about a pigeon that wants to ride the bus. And now he just hits you with, why does the pigeon want to drive the bus? And you're like, oh gosh, I don't know. Oh no, what do I do? And you go, well, he wants to. Well, why does he want to? Well, because he always dreamed of it. Well, why does he dream of it? And you just think the why? Maybe that's why. But I hear all of this detailed rulings and this money's acceptable, this money's not, this money can be proven to make value, this money can't, and I'm going, why? Why does it matter? If somebody out there has their hard-earned money, right? You understand the value of a dollar. If they have their hard-earned money and they are choosing to give it to a player for any reason, now that players are allowed to make money, who cares? Who cares? What is the problem with players getting paid? What is the problem with players getting paid more than you think they should? That's my question. How does it change your Saturday when you're watching a college football game that a player goes home to a nicer apartment? How does it change your Saturday or your, Big Tuesday or whatever you want because the point guard can drive home in a nicer car or has more money in his bank account, or bought a house nearby campus to rent out as an Airbnb. Who cares? Who cares if they blow it on a diamond chain? Who cares? Why does the NCAA get involved? There are a few things that make sports perfect. Perfect's probably not the right word. That make them so awesome to me. 2, and I say it all the time. I have not wavered on this in years. 1, unpredictable. You can't script it. Matter of fact, the best stuff in sports, if it ever happened in a scripted movie, we would go, oh, that's dumb. But because we know it's not scripted and not predictable, it's awesome. 2, it's equal. It's fair. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter if you're tall or short. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Doesn't matter anything about it, right? It only matters if you can perform the task. If you play basketball and you're 4'2" and you're playing up against a guy that's 7 foot, but you put the ball in the hoop more than they put the ball in the hoop, you win. If you show up on a football field and one of you has $10 million, comes from a rich family, one of you has no money and doesn't, it's whoever pushes the ball into the end zone the most wins, right? It's the equal. The more rules like this, the more openings there are for not being equal. If you just say everybody can get whatever money they want, that's equal. Now you got to go get it. You got to find people that are willing to give it to you. But if you have all these rules with all these vague wordings, now I say, hey, I got a $10,000 endorsement deal, approve it. They say no. Now the other one writes in a slightly different wording into the submission process, and I got a $10,000 deal to do the exact same thing. You say, sure. Now that team gets $10,000 extra for a player, that team doesn't. That's unfair.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem equitable. It's all semantics. Like at the end of the day, we're talking about different opportunities that are effectively the same thing, and semantics is the difference between a player being able to get paid and not. And it's if it was going to be all of this hassle, they shouldn't have gone about NIL the way they have. I think everybody agrees the way that NIL has kind of
the toothpaste
developed
is out of the tube.
Yeah, like they kind of jumped the gun. Their regulation wasn't there, and now they're just trying to figure out how to make things right. And it's clear that they've bitten off more than they can chew, effectively.
And the craziest part about it is because it's gone about the way it has, you already know it's not a problem. There hasn't been a cap on NIL. There hasn't been a cap on endorsements. There hasn't been any approval process. And guess what was awesome? March Madness. Guess what was really, really fun? This past college football season. Matter of fact, we're seeing a bit more parity. We're seeing teams that wouldn't be able to compete in the past be able to, because you can't make appear magically like a prestigious national championship winning history. You can go fundraise $5 million, right? Texas Tech hasn't won a football national championship. Their recruiting is through the roof right now. They'll be a new blue blood national championship contender because they're rich. So now you have Notre Dame recruiting with Touchdown Jesus and Lou Holtz and Joe Montana and Rudy and money. And you have Texas Tech now able to be on level playing field because they've got cash. But I guess I don't even know if they're going to be allowed to give it anymore because of all of this. They're going to have to find some business owner that wants to sell shoes, sell something. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That's the issue I have with it. That's what I struggle with. I'd say it jokingly that I'm a fan of logic and reason. Right? I like when I don't understand something and I can find somebody smart who is an expert on that topic and say why, and they can go, oh, yeah, okay, let me explain it to you. And it might take a while if I'm completely unversed in that subject. Maybe they need to write it out or send me an article or a book, but I like when there's an explanation. There isn't for this. There isn't, other than you just don't want players to get a bunch of money. And the moment somebody shows me why it is catastrophically bad for players to get more money, I can entertain it. I don't have it right now.